Hi, this is Scott Franklin, and this is a high level overview of the role of an executive sponsor. Recently, a client asked a question: how do we overcome conflicts that exist in multi region, multi business unit implementations that might not agree on your strategy, your plan, your approach, etc.? And the answer to this question is relatively straightforward, but not exactly easy. Let's take a look at a simple example where we're going to implement Salesforce in three separate geographic locations: Europe, Asia, and North America. And each of these geographic locations is led by a vice president. The project is being led by the North America division, so the VP in North America is the primary sponsor. And we've also found, either from previous experience or information that we gathered during the Align session or during the blueprint stage, that the enthusiasm for the project in the North America region is not shared in Europe or in Asia. In this case, we need to look up one level. We look to the org chart to see what position connects all three of these regional areas. In this case, it's the Senior Vice President of Operations. By definition, because of that position, this becomes our executive sponsor, and this is the person responsible for creating the alignment that will make the project a success. And an important part of this is we don't assign an executive sponsor, we simply identify them. They're the executive sponsor because of their position in the org chart, not because we designate them as such. The role of the executive sponsor is they set the organizational priorities, establish the sense of urgency, and align competing priorities. And note that these can only rarely be accomplished through influence alone. Chances are the North American Vice President does not have sufficient influence to overcome alignment issues that could occur with the European or the Asia division. And the executive sponsor must be in a position to leverage authority in addition to influence. So the key steps in any major project is to build a draft sponsorship coalition diagram prior to the CMD or APR session. We will want to review the draft sponsorship coalition during the CMD and APR session and determine if any alignment issues are expected, especially if we uncovered information during the Align session or during the blueprint stage. And then, if necessary, identify the executive sponsor and set expectations on role and engagement. Not every project will have these issues, and we may find that there is sufficient alignment that we do not need an active executive sponsor. However, doing this analysis early in the project allows us to anticipate issues, set expectations, and have an appropriate mitigation plan in place if required.